Mm? Mm. Mm. Ah! Mm-mm.
It's been a while since I've read your letters kept beneath my bed. Did you mean what you said? I haven't heard you speaking since. Your silence is an ugly sound. My tired arguments abound and press me. Bless me, I'll struggle all my days with you. Violent heart, quiet storm beneath my chest since I was born. Hidden wounds, heavy hand, salty crimson understand. My skin was torn by my own hands, wondering if you give a damn. So press me like flowers between pages. Bless me, I'll struggle all my days with you.
Hi, my name is Luke McGregor, and this is my virtual reality experience that I've titled Labyrinth. Basically, it is a set of scans that I took with a LiDAR scanner, and I have pieced them together using the Cloud Compare software, and then in Unity made it as a playable virtual reality game that you, as a character, can move through using the Oculus headset. There are these scans of different parts of the Purdue campus, and I put them in a way that doesn't exist in real life, and I wanted it to be a way for the user to experience the the architecture in a way that's different than like actual reality. Because of the nature of point cloud scans, you can see through the entire labyrinth from start to end, and so it gives you a kind of a different perspective on the architecture. And then when you get to the end, you actually get to a bathroom, and meanwhile there's a sound emanating from the toilet in the bathroom that's like a dripping sound that gets louder as you get closer to it, which kind of just goes back to like the anxiety that I felt this semester. So maybe it just makes you feel anxious. You're like, where am I going? So this is the starting point. So this is a tunnel that was underneath the Union here at Purdue. So you have to go through this first. So when you get to the end of this tunnel, then you come upon this staircase, which was in the basement of a garage here at Purdue. There's all that stuff, the labyrinth, which we are heading into. Then you go up these stairs, which you can do that because there's an invisible plane that I put in Unity that your character can walk on. Now you're walking actually on the ceiling here of that scene, and you transition over to another tunnel system in the Union. And then you come upon this other staircase, which was also in the Union, but not directly connected to that tunnel. Kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it as well, but there's a depression right here in the wall that was actually an error in the LiDAR scanner. It's actually a painted arrow on the wall, and there's the arrow right there. And it thought it was a depression in the wall, but it actually was just painted on there at the same depth. So now you're coming up on this ramp that was in the basement of Rawls Hall. Again, you're going on these planes, and you can kind of look around and see the rest of the labyrinth. Maybe you can hear the dripping noise getting louder. So you head up this slight incline, and then you arrive at the bathroom. There's the urinal, the sinks, and I left this in. The mirrors are all kind of funky because LiDAR scans don't like mirrors, but I kind of thought that was interesting, so I left that in with a paper towel holder, and then here's the toilet. And that is pretty much it.
So for this project, I took a squirrel model. It's a gray squirrel because they are super invasive, especially in the UK where they've kicked out a bunch of the red squirrels. And because they carry a lot of disease, they're very destructive to the environment, and they are on the top 10 list of invasive species. And so for the virtual reality project, I took that same gray squirrel model and put it into a scan of the clapping circle at Purdue. And I chose that environment because it's both very natural but man-made, to kind of show the fact that the squirrels have came into our environment more because we've built up our environment and they just kind of keep overrunning and coming in. So for this project, again, they spawn randomly from the sky, pile up in the middle, and then they keep spawning indefinitely. And then there's barriers set up along the outside of the circle so that you can't get rid of the squirrels. And that kind of shows the fact that it's really difficult to get rid of them. And currently they are invasive and we can't really make a big impact on that, no matter what we've done so far. And the user can push them around, but again, they can't get them out of the circle, so they just keep running into the barriers and bouncing back. So there should be a big pile of them. So it's been running for quite some time, so the squirrels have piled up immensely, and they keep coming from the sky, falling down and collecting in the middle. And you can run into them and push them around a little bit, but again, you can't get them out of the scene. They keep multiplying. Sometimes you run into them and you can't really move them, and other times you can. There they are. So yeah, they keep multiplying from the sky and they rain down randomly. And then they just pile up in the middle. And then the scene, like I said, is of the clapping circle, where there's the trees, but also the man-made perfect circle and the bricks in the environment. So this is the beginning of the application. As you can see, there aren't that many squirrels currently. It starts off with just one and keeps going. Compared to the large amount, I believe they're a little bit easier to push depending on where you hit them. But then they just keep piling up, and eventually they grow into a massive pile of squirrels in the middle of it.